Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new unit in depth video. I'm changing the format because I don't have my computer with me at this moment, so I don't have the program, but I wanted to go ahead with the video. And today I want to talk about the Chaos Terminators. Chaos Terminators, you pay 95 points for 2 Chaos Terminators and 1 Terminator Champion. They have exactly the same profile as the Space Marines Terminators. Weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 9, and 2 plus save, and of course the 5 plus invulnerable save of Terminator. They are exactly the same as Space Marines, but they have plus 1 attack and plus 1 leadership because it's supposed that they are veterans, so they are better Marines than the regular ones. Of course, the war gear is a Terminator armor. They have a combi bolter, and they have a power weapon. They don't have power fist like the loyal Space Marines. And they only have the special rule Champion of Chaos for the champion only. So he have to, as any champion in that book, have to accept challenges and have to issue challenges if there is not a challenge going. You can add up to 7 additional Terminators for 31 points a Terminator. So normally if you go for a unit of 5, you will go to, so you have to add 62 points, you will go to 157 points. That we will say that normally you will have units between and 3 and 5. Going higher is a lot of points. They are cheaper than the regular Terminators. They are cheaper than the Space Marine Terminators, but they are the equipment is less is poorer, and they don't have the rule and they shall know no fear. So you have to be careful because they can be killed on if they lose in close combat. Although we expect the Terminators will not lose in close combat. Any Chaos Terminator must choose one of the 3 following options. You can substitute the power weapon for a lightning claw, for a power fist, or for a chain fist. A lightning claw is costing 3 points, power fist 7 points, and chain fist 12 points. You can replace the combi bolter with a combi flamer or combi plasma, and this is quite a combi flamer, combi melt, or combi plasma. So you can have a combi weapon for 5 points. So if I'm not wrong, it's cheaper than other units. This gives them some shooting flexibility. It's not a bad option, this one, it's quite cheap. Even putting some power fist is not a bad option. I will never use power fist on all the Terminators. I guess I will keep power weapons. Maybe you want to use power axes, or you want to use power swords, depending if you want to go to IP2 or keep on IP3. So I think you don't want to really use a lot of equipment on these Terminators. You also can replace the combi bolter and power weapon by a pair of lightning claws for 7 points. I'm not fan. It's my personal taste. I'm not fan of the lightning claws, guys, especially if you don't have thunder hammers in the same unit, or storm shields, thunder hammer Terminators in the same units. So I never use this option because I like to have the flexibility of being able to shoot. For every 5 models in the unit, 1 Chaos Terminator may replace the combi bolter by one of the following. You can put a heavy flamer for 10 points, or you can put a Reaper autocannon for 25 points. So the heavy flamer for 10 points is not a bad choice if we compare that a combi flamer is costing 5 points. The Reaper autocannon, I find it very expensive. 25 points for 2 shots of strength 7 AP4, I think is too much. If you look for 20 points, you have a last cannon on the Chosen, or for 10 points you have an autocannon. So it's a twin link autocannon, we're paying 25 points. Why you do that when an autocannon is costing 10 points? I think the Reaper cannon is completely overpriced. The Terminator Champion might take items from the Terminator weapons section in the war gear list. If we look there, I don't think there is a lot of more options. So the only yeah, because you still have the same options. So there are not new options here, really. So make no sense. It's not giving additional options, because what it's saying is a model Terminator armor can replace his combi bolter by one of the followings. So if you want to have double power fist, why you want that? Or if you want to have double weapon, you can do that. But the options are much more expensive than the options you have here. Why you will do this change? I don't see the reason. So really, I think that is useless. The Terminator champion can take gift of mutation. I never take gifts. It's so random, and most of the time useless. If you want to gambit, take the gift. You roll in the table and you check what's happening. But the gifts really are most of the times quite useless. If you have +1 attack, if you have Eternal Warrior, is useless. If you have +1 initiative, if you go with Power Fist, is useless. So you have to balance if you want to spend. If you have 5 points, an instant point I think is too much. The unit can replace one of the can purchase one of the following marks. You can take Mark of Corn. Mark of Corn I think can be good for Terminators. Mark of Corn, if I'm not wrong, was giving Furious Charge. No, so Rage and Counter Attack. I always confuse with the Diamond of Corn. If you take the Mark of Stench, you will increase the save to 4+, the vulnerable save. If you take the Mark of Norgal, you will be Toughness 5. And if you take the Mark of Slaanesh, you will be +1 initiative. You only want to take Mark of Slaanesh. I'm talking always competitive way. Because if you have a fluffy Army of Slaanesh and you want to put Mark everywhere, put it. But be aware that +1 initiative only makes sense if you use power weapons, or if you use lightning claws. If you use power sword, or power maul. If you use power axe, power fist, chain fist, Mark of Slaanesh is useless. Unless you want to go for the icon of excess. That is the best icon out there, but it's very expensive. Of course, as usual, can take icons. The icon of Wrath for the Corn, the icon of Flame for Slaanesh, for Stench, the icon of Despair for Norgal, the icon of Excess for Slaanesh, and the icon of Vengeance if you don't have any mark. Remember, icon of Wrath, Furious Charge, and reroll charge distance. This can be quite interesting. The icon of Flame, ball guns, and combi Walters will have Soul Blaze, 15 points, give a little bit of more punch on shooting, but to be fair, I will use this. It's going to be better use if you put it on a Chosen or on a regular Space Marines. Even if you use the icon of Flame, will be more useful on Devastators, which is called the Devastators in Chaos. I always forget the name. On I will not find it now. On Havocs, you use on Havocs with heavy bolters. You can use the Marker of Despair is giving Fear. I think Fear is quite a useless rule. That is why it is only costing 10 points. 40 points to give Feel No Pain. So, really, let's put in point. For me, a Terminator in terms of resilience on shooting counts as 2 Space Marines. So you have to balance this. Giving Feel No Pain can be interesting, but it's 40 points. If you go for a big block, and you divide, always you have to think how much points you're paying for Terminator. For example, if you go for 3 Terminators and on top you put the Mark of Slaanesh and the icon of excess, 40 points, and you are in about 15 points a Terminator, so each Terminator is going to cost 50 points. So you're paying 50 points per Miniature. If you go to 5, as you have to divide this 40 by more, and you are spraying more the points. You always have to be careful with the icons. You have to protect the icon. If by any reason they kill the icon and have the icon where never have lookouts there, you lose the abilities. And then the icon of vengeance is the one that gives fearless. But 35 points to give fearless, I think it's better to put a character inside. The unit can take veterans of the long war. This is always interesting to be a leadership 10. And the unit can take a land rider as a dedicated transport. Okay, let's see. I see two uses for Terminators. I think Terminators are like you have to try to maximize the flexibility in Chaos, the tactical flexibility. Keeps on shooting and keep the close combat. Put a power fist, so you invest a little bit on equipment. I will always use, if you can, combi Melta, or at least combi Flamer or combi Plasma. Put the combis. I think they are a good option for them. And then one can take the heavy Flamer. I will not use the Reaper Cannon. And then combine put one or two power fist and leave the rest with power weapons. You can use the power axe if you want, and try to put them in close combat. You can take a unit, I will take between unit of 3 or 5 and be below 200 points. No marks, not additional cost investment. I think this is the best ways to use. They are quite limited. You can take the Land Rider as a transport option and put your Lord inside if you want to use the Chaos Lord or any of the characters. They can be a great delivery system for a Lord and for make a small tough close combat unit. If you go to specialized close combat unit, like how it's called this, the Thunderwolves or something like that, or even the Wraith, you can suffer a lot. You don't have really a lot of resiliency. The 2+ armor is always a point, but the invulnerable is going to be around 5+. The only way I see, if you use Strange and you increase the invulnerable to 4+, can be a boost and can make the unit more resilient in close combat. I think they need the delivery system. I think they need to go in the Land Rider to be able to commit the objective. And walking, most likely with all the shooting we have today, 3 or 5 Terminators are very easily to kill, even with a character inside. So yeah, it's not a bad choice. It's not a super good. I think they compete with the Chosen, because on the Chosen they also go into close combat. They can go very expensive and they have less resilience. So if you want a unit in close combat, I will say I prefer the Chaos Terminators than the Chosen. You go for Chaos Undivided. If the shooting, I will never use the Reaper Cannon. I think it's too expensive, 25 points. I'm amazed at this 25 points for 2 shots of the Strength 7 AP4, even if it's twin link. I think it's too much points. So yeah, this is how I see these guys. Semi-unit that have some tactical shooting and have some close combat abilities, being able to put power weapons. If we try to do the same with Chosen and we just put the power weapons on the Chosen, we go over these points for 5 Chosen with power weapons. We will need almost the same, will cost the same as 5 Terminators. So why you take Chosen if 5 Terminators are costing the same as 5 Chosen with power weapons? So yeah, I think they are not bad. They are not bad, but I think the key here is to keep them cheaper than the lower Terminators, and not to put them too much equipment. If you put them a lot of equipment, like marks and icons, they're going to be a fire magnet. And remember, if you go in unit of 5, you cannot put a character if you go on a Land Rider, so maybe you need to keep a unit of 4 to be able to put the character inside within the unit and to be able to put them all on a Land Rider. Chaos don't have Land Riders that have bigger capacity than 5, unless you go to Forgeworld. So that's all the review for the Terminators. Let me know what do you think. I always like it, the ideas of Terminators, but I'm always struggling to find them really useful on close combat. And I have to say, I'm doing Dark Angel's army, and yeah, and in Chaos I tried to use the Terminators a couple of times without success, or without being very happy with the performance. I always consider them that they last like 2 Space Marines, but they are more expensive than 2 Space Marines, although in close combat they can do more damage. So that's all for now. Please let me know what do you think. Let me know how you see this book, how do you see the Terminators, if you use them. And I will say from the leads, and without going to the cult units, so I mean Berserkers and company, I will say Terminators, if you want to go to close combat, even Terminators can do the ability to have combi weapons and have some nice shooting. And if you want something really specialized in shooting, the Chosen are the other options. So Chosen more for tactical shooting and close long short range shooting. If you go to close combat, I think close Terminators are doing better role. That's all for now. Let me know your opinion. Please like if you like it, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.